Hi, I'm Imogen and I'm the CEO at EnableAll, and I'm just going to give you a very quick run through of our app so you can see what it looks like. So EnableAll is a code fix accessibility app that will intelligently fix the code in your site without ever altering or changing it, but bridging gaps in the code to make your site more accessible. And in addition, you get a toolbar that enables your customers to customize how they see your site and to make it more accessible. Why this matters is because 1 in 4 customers is disabled and 1 in 5 customers is neurodivergent. And when they come up with challenges on your site, they simply can't use it and they're more likely to leave. That could be, for example, a blind customer who clicks on an image and the image just describes it as image 1 rather than it having some useful alt text that enables them to understand what that image is trying to show. Or a customer with color contrast issues, or even a customer with epilepsy who is terrified of seeing flashing images and they hit a website where the first page has flashing images. They're just going to turn straight off it. The main thing also is that there's been some legislation come into force that requires companies to make their websites comply with these WCAG, Web Content Accessibility Guidelines, that are super complicated. There's 78 different requirements. And if you look, for example, at the website where you find them, it's super complicated, hard to read, and difficult to understand. So a number of laws have come into force that require businesses to meet these standards. So the ADA in the US is highly litigious. Fines could reach 10,000 to even 85,000 for a small business alone, and into the hundreds of thousands or even millions for larger sized businesses. And then you've recently had law come in Europe, the EAA, European Accessibility Act, which now requires that businesses selling to Northern Ireland or anywhere in Europe follow these guidelines, where if they have more than 10 employees or more than 2 million revenue. You also have in the UK already the Equality Act, which already mandates that businesses should be following the WCAG guidelines. So sorry to give you loads of headaches, but there's good news here too. So as I said, the WCAG guidelines are really complicated to follow and most web agencies don't even know about them. But that's where EnableAll comes in. So what we have is a code fix app, which in the background is fixing your code to make it more accessible to things like screen readers and keyboard navigation users and other assistive technologies. So what we're doing is adding descriptions to all of your images, all of your form fields, all of your buttons and other elements on the page. And we're also fixing structural issues to make it easier for someone who's a keyboard-only user to navigate through your site, whereas someone with a screen reader can now use the image descriptions to better understand what an image is showing, to click on a button and understand what they're meant to do with that button rather than it just saying add, for example. So we're fixing everything in the back end with this kind of code fix or bridging your accessibility gaps. We don't ever change your existing code. We just bridge the gaps on top of it. And in addition, as soon as you install EnableAll, you will have a toolbar that enables your customers to customize how they see your site. So for example, a customer with epilepsy can easily turn off flashing images. We've got the ability for someone to click to simplify text on your site if they have learning difficulties or even dyslexia. The ability to add kind of some focus and reading support tools like a larger cursor or a reading ruler to easily focus on the right content. You've got the ability to change the font into dyslexia-friendly fonts to make it larger and increase the letter spacing between the fonts. And customers also have the ability to customize the colors of your website. So if they have contrast difficulties, they can move to high contrast. They can change to dark mode if that's how they prefer to see your site. And they can even change the colors of your site into dyslexia-friendly colors or dark modes of their own choice. And with the ability to choose text and button colors, only ones that are highly contrast variable with the site they've chosen. We even enable them to see the contrast that they've chosen and make sure that it meets WCAG standards. And then they can apply the colors and be able to easily read your site in their selected colors. So as you can see, it's a fantastic tool and it helps your customers by offering them online assistance, the kind of assistance that you would offer to any customer with challenges in store where you have people able to help them. We help you offer that kind of service online to your customers. Some of the benefits of doing this are incredible. So not only are we helping business owners to get more peace of mind over their compliance and know that they are handling WCAG a lot better than they otherwise would be, but we also help businesses to improve SEO because search engines prefer more accessible sites. We enable you to improve sales by opening your site to the 1 in 4 customers with a disability and 1 in 5 that is neurodivergent, helping you to remove barriers that would otherwise stop them from being able to make a sale. We're helping you to build loyalty with customers who are having better experiences and more likely to return again. And our web app is front and center of your website, showing your customers that you have inclusive values and are aligned with ESG, B Corp values, and genuinely really want to show your customers that you care about them. You may see some other tools on the App Store that are offering web accessibility solutions. The way we've developed EnableAll is very different, and the main benefit of the way we've developed it is it doesn't slow down your site. It maintains your site speed, keeps it fast, which is super important for sales and conversion, but it also enables you to get stronger WCAG compliance from the outset. So what we've done is other tools that you'll see on the market are what we call overlays. What we're instead doing is what we call code fix, where we're bridging the gaps at code level, fixing most of them for you, which minimizes the work that your developers need to do. But this approach also keeps your website fast because it's fixing things at source rather than slowing it down at the surface level. So we keep your site fast. It's all better for your growth, better for your sales, reputation, loyalty, and better for your compliance as well. The features that we have are reaching towards WCAG AAA compliance, whereas most tools stop at WCAG AA compliance. And WCAG AAA is very important because WCAG 3.0 standards will come into force very, very soon, and we're helping you to stay ahead of those. We also, importantly, we're retail first as a tool. We have an e-commerce focused AI that ensures that the accessibility changes we make are all optimized towards helping customers better understand your e-commerce products and to make sales decisions. And this drives bigger baskets and more conversions. And in addition, we are genuinely inclusive and accessible in everything that we do. We've been built by people with lived experience of disability, and we work with e-commerce and accessibility experts to make sure our tool is always optimized for our clients and their customers. So thank you very much for listening, and I hope you love what you've seen today as much as we do and are excited by our ability to help you to comply and get peace of mind, but also turn that compliance into growth by driving more sales, opening your site to more customers, and improving loyalty and advocacy amongst those customers. Please feel free to get in touch or download us straight from the Shopify App Store so you can get started on a free trial today. We also have a wait list for any other e-commerce platforms. So thank you so much for listening and looking forward to hearing from you.